Welcome back to News Geelong on this Wednesday evening as we turn to the action-packed world of Geelong sport and our own flying hawk, Nathan Curry, still crying in his milk after the mighty Geelong Cats downed his team called Hawthorn. Good evening, Nathan.
Thanks very much, Rollo. Well, to kick off sport tonight, we'll catch up with my good friend John Dunn, who brings us all the latest racing action from here in Geelong.
A balmy autumn day greeted racegoers on the synthetic here last Friday afternoon at Geelong. And in the opening event, well, the ghostly grey Delago Dusk tried valiantly to hold off Meet Barney, but the Nicky Burke train galloper proved too strong in the run to the line in the opening event. A thrilling finish tricked most punters when they thought the favourite, the Zero, got the money in the Channel 31 News maiden plate. But in the end, the judge decreed that Deity Dane got the verdict. Well, Guadalcanal looked one of the bets of the day on paper, but when the big money came for the John Maloney trained Mauritius, he got the drifts in the betting. But those that stuck with Guadalcanal were well rewarded with a dividend of $3.80. When the favourite Sundown Clown dumped a jockey Brad Rorilla on the way to the barrier and was a late scratching. But in the aftermath, a superb ride by Talia Rodder got the 3-year-old Bell Rhythm over the line for the informed Heath Connors stable. And that's the wrap-up from the synthetic track here at Geelong last Friday afternoon. Our next big meeting comes up on Sunday, Mother's Day. And then we have some tremendous packages upstairs for lunch for Mother's Day. And I'm sure, Nathan, you'll bring Mum out for a big day at the races on Sunday.
Thanks very much, John. That's not a bad idea. I haven't done any shopping yet, so I think that's the plan for Mother's Day now. Well, the Super Cats had a good win over Albury Wodonga on Saturday night, and my good friend Tom King caught up with their skipper, Jamie Medved, after the match.
Jamie, they made you tough it out tonight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're a vastly different Albury team than we're used to seeing. They've got two quality imports. Payne and Duck do a great job at their 1 and 2 spots, so we knew we were going to have to come in here and earn every basket. To the boys' credit, they really challenged us twice, and we were good enough to come away with the chalky. So very pleasing in the end.
Some questions were asked. John Pichon, obviously in foul trouble early, had to sit for all the second quarter, bit of the first as well. So you had to change your rotations up a bit, and the boys responded. Yeah,
I mean, we've got a really good work ethic amongst the boys. They know when their number's called on, they know they're going to have to come in and step up for us. And Harrow was big tonight. Hardiman came in, gave us some good minutes. Manson, his first game tonight, he didn't look out of place at all. So no, the boys know that once their number's called on, we're going to need them.
Obviously, that big man rotation is improved now with Rob Manson coming in, giving Seb Lowe to John Pichon a bit of a chop out at that 5 spot.
Yeah, no, Manson's going to be great for us. I mean, he hasn't had any on-court cardio stuff for probably 5 or 6 weeks now, and he's only going to get better and better. So, no, it's all important to get him through the rotation, and he's going to be really big for us come down the stretch.
Ishmael Muhammad, big again tonight, 26 points. He put together an impressive body of work, didn't he?
It's the best player in the comp, mate. It's, it's as easy as that. It's fantastic to have someone like him on the team on our team that is so unselfish, but when we need him to get buckets, he gets buckets. And I have no idea how he wasn't league MVP this year, but he's putting a pretty strong case for it this year. But no, it's fantastic to play with him.
And somebody else who was pretty impressive tonight came up with baskets when you needed them was Nick Awusu. So his evolution of running the team is continuing.
Absolutely. He's taken that next step, and we needed him to take that next step with Braith Cox retiring, and he's just made that one spot his own. To his credit, he had a few doubters, but he's silenced the critics big time.
Ron, after a indifferent start to the season, you seem to get yourself back on track today with a fantastic victory, particularly in the last quarter where you ran over them.
Yeah, mate, our last 2 weeks have been very ordinary. So we put a lot of hard work into the boys over the Easter break. Our fitness was questioned, and I didn't think it was a massive issue with our fitness because we've been training like most clubs since November. But when you're second to the footy, you look unfit, and So we had a really hard week on the track, and I said to the boys just before the game that you always play as you train. And they carried that out in the ground today, which was fantastic.
Your midfield pressure and particularly your work across the half-back line to stop them getting inside 50 was fantastic. You must have been really impressed with it.
Yeah, most definitely. We our previous 2 games, our stoppage count, we were getting smashed at them, and that was our big focus today. Was definitely the focus at the stoppage to get more numbers at the contest. And then obviously with a guy like Paul Brigg at full forward, we needed Ross Dillon to step up and play a great game as a leader, which he did. And I even thought Jackson O'Neill had a fantastic game on Paul, and Paul might have got an easy couple of goals, and he'd admit that. But no, our on-balls and backline were fantastic.
Are you surprised with how indifferent your start to the season was? Are you surprised with the fact that you lost games perhaps against Thompson where you should have won, especially considering you showed such a great performance today against North Geelong?
Oh, most definitely. And again, the old saying is footy's always played above the shoulders. And we got to Thompson and there wasn't a really good vibe before the game. And I said to the guys there that, because we're a young group, if we don't switch on, sides like that will beat us. And that happened against Werribee. Werribee played a fair bit better game than us last week, to give them credit. But definitely between the years, mate, and I think the hard training got them back on track with that as well.
Yeah, and particularly your forward line, the young bloke, his name just escapes me. Yeah, they're fantastic, and particularly first gamer to take marks and to, even though he missed a couple, really good performance and good showing.
Yeah, mate. He's a boy with a lot of ability, and as you know, with Dale in the commentary, Dale coaches him. He'd only played the 1 game of footy this year with Bannockburn, but we looked at our selection. We thought, with his ability, he was the next best option. Even though being a young kid, he's only 16 years of age, and mate, we couldn't have asked any more. Not only did I think he presented well. His tackling was first class, and if he had a kick straight, he could have ended up with 5 or 6 and had a great game.
Thanks for your time, boys. Well, that's it for this Wednesday night. I'll be back on Friday, but until then, as always, it's back to you, Rollo.
Thank you, Nathan. Another goal to the Cats. Well done. And now for the latest Geelong weather information for the next 6 days. It's a very good evening to our own sparkling Lani Salathiel. Good evening, Lani.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a look at what the cool and still autumn weather holds in store for us over the next week. For tomorrow, Thursday, it will be a partly cloudy day with some isolated showers in the morning with an expected top of just 17. For Friday, it will be a partly cloudy day with some isolated showers more likely around the surf coast and a top of 18 in Geelong. Starting the weekend off, Saturday will be a cloudy day with some isolated showers again and a top of 17. Sunday we'll see a cloudy day, some isolated showers along the surf coast again, a top of 17. Starting off another new week, Monday will be a partly cloudy day, some isolated showers in and around Geelong, a top of 18. And for Tuesday we'll see a partly cloudy day, some isolated showers on the surf coast again and a top of 17. Today we saw a cloudy day, some cloudy conditions in and around Geelong, a few isolated showers from the late morning onwards. We had a top temperature of 18, and that's the weather outlook for the coming week. Have a pleasant evening, and it's back to you, Graham.
Thank you, Lani. And thank you for being with us on News Geelong. To all of our viewers, especially Chris Williams, happy 21st birthday, Chris. Remember, take your time and smell the flowers. From all the team at News Geelong, have a very pleasant evening and a very good night.